Hello everyone. Last section, we have talked about the transfer of Hu and Han costume in Wei Jin Southern and Northern dynasties. Now let's continue to learn Kudie, Liangdang, and half-sleeve shirts Ban Xiu Shan. Hu and Han costume transfer in Wei Jin Southern and Northern dynasties. The Kudie, Liangdang, and half-sleeve shirts are quite popular in the Southern and Northern dynasties, among which the Liangdang is called the West or waistcoat in later dynasties. It is also the costume of the northern ethnic minorities, which has been originally evolved from the Liangdang armor in the costume. Such clothes have no sleeves but only with two parts, one for chest and one for back. The Liangdang can not only keep warm, but also facilitate the movement of arms, which was quite a practical cloth that so both men and women wore it at that time. Let's introduce them separately. The Kudie is the traditional clothing of nomadic people in the north, whose basic style is knee-length sleeves on the top and wide tube trouser legs on the bottom. The fabric of such clothing is generally made of thick woolen cloth. The trousers and short-sleeved upper garment are collectively called Ru Ku, short coat and trousers. But for the feudal nobles, there must be a robes and petticoats worn outside the Ru Ku, so only horsemen, fellow soldiers, and other people engaged in labor can expose their trousers directly to the outside for convenience of movement. The feudal nobles are not allowed to go out in short coats and trousers, and such custom has been changed until the Jin dynasty. The trousers in the southern and northern dynasties are divided into wide leg pants and slit pants, and the wide leg ones are more popular, as it is quite inconvenient to wear wide leg trousers. People use a bracket belt to tie the trouser legs, so it is known as the Fu Ku. From the biography of Jiang Biao, it is found that the Kudie is quite well accepted in the Three Kingdoms period, while by the time of the Western Jin dynasty, the Kudie has been stipulated as a suit lifted from the ban, which could be worn by the emperors and his officials. The Kudie could be used as daily clothing as reported in the biography sketches of emperors in the annals of Song dynasty. And it is also used as the court dress in the Wei dynasty, which has also reflected the clothing situation at that time. The men and women in the upper class of the Han people also wear the Kudie at this time, which has been made of rich brocade, long boots or short boots. The Kudie in southern dynasties are made by wider sleeves and wider leg trousers, that is, Bie and Da Ku, and such style has also affected the northern clothing styles in turn. As one of the clothing of the northern minorities, the Liangdang has been originally evolved from the court armor of the military uniform. It only contains two parts with one for chest and one for back, which has been called the West and waistcoat in later dynasties. The Liangdang can not only keep warm, but can also keep the sleeves tight to let the arms move conveniently. The half-sleeve shirt is a short-sleeve garment, which has also been called Ban Xiu Shan or Ban Bi half-sleeve. It has been originally the costumes of the northern minorities and has been introduced into the Central Plains during the Wei and Jin dynasties. Based on the recorded in the Book of Jin dynasty, it is said that the Emperor Wei Mingdi wore an embroidered hat and Piao Wan half-sleeve, Piao that is light sun, Wan that is beautiful silk. As most of the half-sleeve is light sun, which is contrary to the traditional Han ceremonial dress system, the half-sleeve has once been denounced as the Fu Yao that is abnormal wear. Nevertheless, it has still been popular among the Han people and later, When customs changed, the inside officials, that means the close officials and the officials around the monarch of Sui dynasty, wear the half-sleeve a lot, based on the optimization of people's living practice and its own advantages. The half-sleeve has been introduced into the Han people family, enriching and diversifying the traditional dress culture of the Han people. 筒袖 armor, straight sleeve armor, Liangdang armor, quartz armor, 明光 armor, bright light armor. Cao Zhi has listed the 黑光 armor, black light armor, 明光 armor, bright light armor, Liangdang armor, quartz armor, 环锁 armor, circle lock armor, 马 armor, horse armor, in the table of armor granted by the late emperor 先帝赐臣楷表. The old style of the Han dynasty, the armor helmet of the Western army of Jin dynasty, is mainly the 筒袖 armor, which connects the chest and back pleats together. The shoulder has a short straight sleeve, and the domo, that is formerly called helmet in Qin and Han dynasties, later called domo, has ear protectors on both sides. The forehead is just slightly protruding from the middle of the eyebrows, and the top center has a long tassel. According to legend, this style was invented by Zhuge Liang, but it was already existed in the Eastern Han dynasty. The new style popular in the Southern and Northern dynasties is the Liangdang armor and Mingguang armor. The Liangdang armor only has two pieces of armor at the front and back, which are tied together at the shoulder with a belt and a waist belt. The Mingguang armor is composed of left and right nearly oval-shaped shells, hu, on the chest and the back, which looks like a mirror and can reflect the sunlight. That's where the name comes from. The horse armor has carefully protected the horse's head and body. The cavalry wear the Liangdang armor, and the horse was equipped at the time, while the infantry rarely wore the armor. At the end of the Southern and Northern dynasties, Mingguang armor has gradually flourished, and in the Sui dynasty, Mingguang armor replaced the quartz armor. Okay, that's all the content of this course. The content of next course will be Women wear Hu clothing and men's clothing in Tang dynasty. See you next course.